Mongoose again, and as you've seen by the footage, I ended up in Collectorabilia in Leeds last Saturday, and yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. Just loads of games, loads of amazing other bits and bobs, but the games really was just amazing to see all them kind of old games and just all the different accessories and stuff that goes with it, just all in one place and all on display, because I very rarely come across it in the wild, you know. And yeah, just loads and loads of fun, and I had a really good day with Chris and Gav from Team Chav. We met up, and you know, we just went game hunting all day, and just loads and loads of fun. And then at the end of it, we had a couple of beers, which was just absolutely brilliant. So all in all, a really good day. To start off with, I'd like to say, you know, when I went down there, I was pretty much on the bones of my arse. Like, I didn't have much money to spend. So if you want like the top ticket items, like, you might want to go and check out, I don't know if that video is out yet, but you might want to check out Chris and Gav's video, because they got some fantastic stuff. But I was like the bottom feeder, just getting all the cheap crap basically. But hey, I'm good at getting cheap crap, so that's a good thing, right? Like I say, given the time of year, you know, so close to Christmas, I mean, I haven't really got much money to spare. I've got two kids with really expensive tastes, and War Lass has got expensive taste as well. I mean, she's had the front room decorated, new settee and everything, you know what I mean, on top of the expensive Christmas. So I managed to get myself doing there, which was like the main thing, and had enough money in my pocket to pick up a few bargains and you know, get a few beers and stuff. So yeah, it was absolutely awesome. So first off, I want to start off with things that I didn't pick up there, just, you know, charity shops and a few trades and stuff. So first thing, if you've seen the amazing video of the awesome package I got of Old School Modern Gamer a few days ago, I actually missed that package when I was in Leeds. It came on the Saturday. He was good enough to send it first class, signed for, and yeah, I missed the package. So I had to go to my local post office depot to kind of pick up the parcel, and I'm glad I did, because I dropped in the charity shop and I found Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. Just a really fun racing game. I'm banging me racing games at the minute. This has got an awesome like soundtrack as well. And the PS2 had loads of cool racing games. I mean, there was Need for Speed Underground and the Burnout series and stuff. So I'm banging me racing games at the minute. And for 99p, happy days, I was going to have that. Right, next up is CEX, and I dropped in there because I always like to go through the PS2 games. They've been getting a lot of retro stuff in recently, but it's very much kind of overpriced, I feel. But you know, it's good to see, like, see it on the shelves, but I'm not going to buy it if it's well overpriced. Anyway, I got Soul Calibur 2 for £1.50. Soul Calibur 2, just an absolutely amazing fighting game, you know. It's a bit different to other fighting games because each character has like their own unique weapon, which kind of makes like battles and matchups like really interesting and stuff, depending on who's fighting who. And yeah, I remember being banging to Tekken at the time, like PlayStation and PlayStation 2 era. But a friend of mine who lived locally, I used to go around to his all the time, and he used to play like Soul Calibur all the time. And I've got really fond memories of going to his house and playing it, and this is loads of fun. It's odd, like, because in the game you can't actually jump. You manoeuvre your way like all around the environment, like left, right, you know, forward and all that, but you cannot actually jump. I mean, part of your moves and combos involve you like jumping in them, but there's no like dedicated jump button, which can feel a bit odd. But yeah, still loads and loads of fun, and yeah, just great if you've got a couple of mates. I put it on recently, and I've been playing the Weapons Master mode, which is kind of like the story mode. It's just a way of unlocking all the extra content and characters, and it's just loads and loads of fun. Really challenging. So I chuffed to get Soul Calibur 2. Okay, then next is a trade from my friend Scott, who lives locally, and he's a collector. It's hard for me and him to make trades sometimes, especially with PS1 games, because he has a massive PlayStation 1 collection, and to kind of find games that I've got that he really wants is hard to find. But I think I ended up trading them. Yeah, I did. It was Street Fighter EX Plus on PS1, and yeah, it was a Street Fighter game he wanted, so he ended up trading his two games, and it was Siphon Filter 1 and 2. I remember playing these at the time of release, probably around about the time I played Metal Gear, and the kind of offer is very much the same kind of cinematic experience that Metal Gear did, and I remember being blown away by the visuals that maybe haven't aged quite well on PlayStation 1 as far as graphics go, but you know, the gameplay is there. So I have been after these for a while. I've got loads of like nostalgic connections to these games and playing them. And yeah, Scott hooked us up because I only gave him one game. Although it was a pretty decent game, but you know, nostalgia goes against it, like my better judgment. And to be fair, I really like Siphon Filter 1 and 2, and they're brilliant games. So I chuffed to bits to get them. Cheers, Scott, if you're watching, mate. Awesome stuff. Right then, let's get to the stuff that I got at Collectorabilia. And I'm going to start off with gifts, because I was lucky enough to be gifted a PS1 game by Team Chav. Chris and Gav, thank you very much, lads. It's Hidden and Dangerous on PlayStation 1. This is a first-person shooter, and it's a pretty late release in the PlayStation 1's lifespan. It was brought out in 2001. So I think like myself, I mean, a lot of people would have overlooked it and not known a lot about it, and I really don't. But it looks like a cool first-person shooter, and yeah, awesome. I think they were kind of like doing their research early on in the day, because they were like, oh, what kind of games do you really like collecting for? So I said PlayStation 1, so I don't know if they went out after that and funded something on the sly and bought it. But either way, thank you very much, lads. It's massively appreciated. Gav also gifted his. He mentioned in one of my videos he had a spare Guncom 2 for the PlayStation 2 for the light gun games. I didn't have one. I've lined myself up a CRTV. I've just got to get it out of somebody's loft. But I've been picking up a lot of the light gun games for PlayStation 2 recently. Vampire Knight, Time Crisis 3 and a few others. And yeah, they're loads and loads of fun. But you need a CRT TV to play them on, obviously. So yeah, chuffed to bits to get that, because I can have some light gun fun, and that's loads of fun. Awesome. Right then, now my actual purchases. I didn't spend a lot. Like I say, I was on the bones of my arse, and all of the stuff I actually got there, I probably spent about £16, and I got some alright stuff. So I got a bargain. So you know, I'll kind of come back to me bargain of the day later that I paid next to out for. But I got that bargain from the same store, but I want to come back to that. But anyway, the first game I got was Final Fantasy 12. Not the best Final Fantasy game, but when I see it for £1, I always pick them up. I've got quite a few copies of Final Fantasy 10 because I've found them for like £1 and I always pick them up. But when I opened it, when I got home, it had a PS2 memory card in, so I've pretty much scored there. You can't have too many memory cards, can you really? And what else can I say? I mean, it's a Final Fantasy game. I mean, the story's completely off the wall and it's turn-based combat, but it's pretty fun. And I got a free memory card out of it, so for £1, happy days. Next up, I got Midway Arcade Treasures 2. I've got Midway Arcade Treasures 3. I can't remember which one it was, but I was talking to Gav on the day, and he absolutely loves these kind of games, especially the Midway Treasures one. But there's loads of other great compilation games that are on PlayStation 2, and I've got quite a few. I've got an Intellivision one, a Mega Drive one. I've got quite a few. I think I've got an Atari one as well, and I've got another Midway Arcade Treasures game. So yeah, they're really cool because you get loads of games. I mean, this one's got like Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 and Knock, Rampage, Total Carnage, as you can see. You know, I was playing this the other day, and just loads and loads of fun, you know, like really cool arcade games. So I'm absolutely chuffed to bits to get that. I just need one now, or 3. I can't remember which one I've got. Right, so I'll come back to my bargain of the day in a little while, but next thing I got was another PS1 game, surprise surprise, and it was Tenchu Stealth Assassins, and that was £5. I've got a list of PS1 games that aren't particularly rare or expensive, but I never seem to run into them in the wild, and this is on that list. And yeah, when I seen it for £5, I thought I'm definitely going to get that. Just awesome, brutal ninja game, you know, very stealth based, and I remember the levels at the time seeming very like big and open, and the kind of way you went about your missions, I remember that being, you know, kind of open as well, like you left your own devices to kind of complete missions in the way that you want. And yeah, I just remember it being really good and brutal as well. I forgot it had an 18 certificate, but yeah, awesome game, and one of my favourite games on PS1 I remember playing back in the day. I never owned it, so I must have lent it off someone, but yeah, Tenchu Stealth Assassins, really cool game for £5, happy days, chuffed to bits with that. Now next, I was wandering around on my own, and I'm always looking for cheap NES games, and basically if I see an NES game for a £5 or under and I don't own it, I'm gonna buy it. And I seen Jack Nicklaus Golf for £3, so not the best NES game, you know, by any means, but hey, it was £3 and you know, it'll go on my shelf and add to my collection. I mean, like I say, if they're £5 or under and you see an NES game, you haven't got it, you pick it up. Jesus, if I've got it, I should really pick it up and for that cheap. If it's that cheap, you know, but I mean, it's made by Konami, so I'm sure it's actually a pretty decent like golf game for the NES, but I'm not a golf fan, that's for sure. I have no idea who Jack Nicklaus is, or Nicholas, I don't know. He's a golfer. Anyway, it was £3, so it'll go on the shelf and go in the collection, you know, and if I can come back from anywhere with a NES game for £3, hey, I'm bloody happy. Okay, this next one I suppose you could probably call a gift, because I still owe Gav from Team Chav £5 for this. Basically what happened is, you'll have seen it on the footage, I was going through this box with loose carts in, and just trying to find some cheap games, and I came across a game. It was a really good game, and Gav was like, "Oh, do you want that?" And I was like, "Well, not for that price," because I mean, it's a loose cart, but it's a really good game. He was like, "Yeah, we bundle it together, you know," and he picked out something he wanted and put them together, you know, because I mean, they're smart, they know what they're doing. I just kind of pay what I see. Really, I should buy them more, but they're really good at it, I've got to say. And he did, and he ended up getting his Toe Jam and Earl on the Mega Drive. It had a £10 sticker on, and Gav paid like £5 for it, which I had a £20 note in my wallet and I didn't have the change to give him there and then, and just loads of stuff happened that day, so I'm so sorry, mate. Please didn't send the heavies run to come and break my kneecaps, yeah, please don't. I'm going through my bag and that, and I'm like, oh, I got Toe Jam and Earl, and I thought, shit, I was meant to give Gav £5 for that, but what all the excitement of the day and all the stuff we got up today, and you know, I just totally forgot about it, because all the games I was just sticking in my bag and forgetting about. But I chuffed to get that. It's Toe Jam and Earl, and everyone knows what Toe Jam and Earl is. Just this really cool kind of puzzle game, really. It's absolutely amazing in 2-player, and I seen Pete on a Retro Tips like top 10 facts video about it last week or the week before, and it was just brilliant, and it just made us really want to play Toe Jam and Earl again. And I know it can get like, it's a really good game, so it's not expensive, but you know, it's more than the cheap yours prices I want to see. And if I see a sticker for £10 and Gav managed to get it for a £5, then fair play to him, because that's a really good price. And I'm good for that £5. Please don't break my kneecaps, mate. Right, next off, I'm back to that same table where I got the Final Fantasy game and the Midway Treasure Arcade, and I found a Game Boy game, and it's Ants, and it was 99p. So Game Boy game, I haven't got it, and yeah, it's Ants. But there's a reason why I picked that up, because I was on a bit of a Game Boy theme. What happened was stood around, going through this table trying to find, you know, bargains and that, because everything seemed really cheaply priced actually. And I seen this sat there, a Game Boy, and it had a game in, had F1 Race, and the price tag on the front said like £5, and I was like, God, that can't be working. And the lass was like, yeah, that's working, you know, everything's absolutely fine in it, but there's one problem. Like, the screen at the front is loose, so the plastic part off the screen came off. So I was like, well, for £5 I'm taking a punt on that. Obviously I checked the inside. I'll take the batteries out now because I've been playing on it. Obviously it still had its back. You know, there's no corrosion or anything inside there. It's even got the cool little helpline number still on the back panel, which is pretty awesome. So I mean, the screen's a bit scratched, you know, but I mean, it was falling off. All I did was super glue it back on. And it works absolutely fine, you know, with a game as well. £5 Game Boy with a game. I mean, he looks so lonely sat there, and yeah, I couldn't leave it. Believe it or not, I don't own an original Game Boy. I've got a Game Boy Color that's pretty beat up. I've got a Game Boy Advance. I've got a Nintendo DS and a 3DS, but I haven't actually got an original Game Boy. And yeah, I mean, this one's screen's a little bit scratched and all that, but I put it on couple hours after getting back from Leeds off the train, and yeah, it works, and I was just chuffed to bits to get that for £5. So just absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I had an awesome day, and I picked up loads of stuff. I think in total with all this stuff I spent about £16. So if I can spend £16, come back with a Game Boy, an NES game, a Mega Drive game, and you know, bloody Gun Con and some PlayStation 1 games and that, I'm absolutely chuffed to bits. So it was a really good day, and I was really pleased to get that stuff. Aye, so like I say, I mean, it was an absolute fantastic day. It was absolutely brilliant meeting up with Team Chav, Chris and Gav. They're just like they are on their videos. Chris is just as Zelda obsessed as you'd think, and Gav's just as much of a piss taking. He's always ripping on poor Chris, bless him. But loads and loads of fun. Great company, just an absolute great day. We even went for a pint afterwards with the guy that organises it. I'm sure his name was Steve, but I met loads of people that day, and I'm really bad at remembering names. Like, I'm really bad with that. So I apologise if I got your name wrong, bud. But honestly, everyone who I met there, and just, you know, all the vendors that were there were absolutely spot on. So if you ever, you know, thinking of going to Collectorabilia in Leeds, I'd definitely recommend it, because there's plenty of games, and not even just the games. If you like, you know, like comic books, where you've seen in the footage, action figures, you know, it's just like a geek's paradise. So it was just absolutely fantastic. So I want to thank Team Chav and Chris Gav once again, because they helped us get back home. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and you know, if you've liked what you've seen, please hit that like button. If you've enjoyed in particular, please hit the subscribe button, and like always, leave your comments, people, because I love that feedback. So this video has gone on long enough, so thanks for watching, people, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. Bye.